When I was little, my entire family called me Socks. My mother, my father, my two sisters, my grandfather, everyone. It was constant. They called me that for dinner, to clean my room, and even wrote it on my school things. I always assumed it was a strange but sweet nickname. I liked dogs, I had tiny feet, and somehow I convinced myself it probably came from that. I had pajamas with little dog socks on them, a lunchbox labeled with that name, and my whole childhood revolved around that nickname without me questioning it too much. Still, something always felt odd. Nobody ever told the origin story. There was no cute memory attached to it, it was just there. One day, when I was in my first year of secondary school, my older sister brought a friend home. My mother shouted from the kitchen for Socks to come eat. The friend stopped and asked my sister why they called me that. She smiled and said it was a long story. Then both of them laughed and that stuck in my head. Years later, in high school, we had an activity in class about childhood nicknames and where they came from. I confidently said mine probably came from having small feet and liking dogs. A boy in the back laughed and whispered to his friend that he bet I did not know the real reason. That bothered me all day. I searched online, asked around at home, and only got ridiculous answers. My mother said it was because I had been a cozy baby. My grandfather said my feet were always warm. My sisters exchanged looks and tried not to laugh. I did not learn the truth until 2 Christmases ago, when I was already 24. We were opening gifts, and my father handed me a huge box. Inside was a pair of wool socks and a note that said everything comes back. Everyone burst out laughing, and I finally demanded to know what that nickname meant. My father raised his hands and said it was time I knew. My mother was crying with laughter. It turns out that when I was born, I had a full obsession with my own feet. I sucked on them and bit them constantly until they turned red. They tried everything, teething toys, stuffed animals, distractions, but the only thing that worked was putting baby socks on me to cover them. I hated that. I cried, screamed, and twisted myself around for hours trying to pull them off. One night, they even recorded me in my crib growling like a tiny wild creature until I managed to remove only one sock. I stared at it like I had won a battle, bit the exposed foot until I fell asleep, and then woke up furious because the other sock was still on. My sisters became obsessed with the show and started calling me the sock monster. Over time, it got shortened to Socks. Every time I threw a tantrum, they would say someone must be missing a sock. Years later, when I broke up with my boyfriend and came home crying, my grandfather handed me a pair of socks like they were tissues. I thought it was a sweet gesture. He was trolling me again. That Christmas, with my whole family laughing around me, I finally understood that every joke, every present, and every comment from my whole life suddenly made sense. My nickname was not sweet or mysterious at all. It was a permanent reminder that I had been a dramatic, stubborn baby with a lifelong war against socks.